Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Here we are in Post Stormblood, Episode 1. Hope everybody's doing very well. We're going to go ahead and get right into it and talk to Lise right here. The name of the quest today is Ehrenvel's Adventure. And even though this episode probably isn't going to debut until February, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and happy holidays and a wonderful New Year. It's a beautiful start so far to 2025, and we're going to keep on rocking it. So let's get it going. Ehrenvel's Adventure. He seems troubled. Oh, we can learn how to box? Nice.
Come to see how we're getting on? We've made good progress since we took back Alamigo, but there's one big issue we still have to address. Leadership. The Domans had Lord Hien ready and willing to take the throne, but we've got no one like that here. Theodoric was our last ruler, and he wasn't called the Mad King for nothing.
Suffice it to say, our people have had their fill of kings, which means we need to find a new way forward.
If only it were that easy. Everyone and his uncle has an opinion. For the time being, we're just going to have to keep leaning on General Aldin and the Alliance for support, and see if we can't find a solution together. Something tells me we're going to be hosting a lot of meetings in the near future. But if that's what it takes, I'm ready to talk till my jaw aches. The Reach is yours, Nago. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Ah, there you are. I've been searching all over for you. Now, don't worry, it's nothing bad. That said, this might not be the best place to talk. Will you join me? I'll get to the point. Might you be interested in a spot of adventure? After all, we were adventurers before we were scions, were we not? After routing the Imperials and liberating Alamigo, I reckon we've earned a bit of respite, don't you? And what better way to spend it than by returning to our roots? So, what say you? Shall we call on Alphinaud and go adventuring?
Twist my arm, why don't you? Do we really have to have Alphinaud tag along? I mean, come on. Right then, let's go find Master Leviseur. Leviseur? God, I can't. It's been so long. Actually, leave that to me. I want you to finish for... I want you to... blah, 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 blooper, 1, 2, 3, go. Alright, actually, leave that to me. I want you fresh for our little adventure. Wait for us by the Aetherite, and we will be along shortly. See you there. Yeah, see, you guys don't even know behind the scenes or anything. You get bloopers live on the spot. Oh, I can't fly in here? Oh, I have to be level 70? Okay, I guess I have to switch back to my samurai then. Otherwise, we won't be able to do it. Oh, that's okay. That's fine, because honestly, I was kind of not wanting to level up my bard anyway. Just for the sole purpose of, you know, at least having a little bit of a gap to keep going for my Ultima weapon. Here we are. At our destination. Since this game is mostly Ville la France. Okay, am I talking? Am I not talking? What's going on? Is it an audio cutscene? What's going on here? Ah, okay, I gotta read. Greetings, Kiara. Twould seem we are to accompany our blah 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 Arvenvald, there you go, Ehrenvald, on some manner of escapade. You any idea what you've gotten ourselves into? What we've gotten ourselves into? God, Jesus, I'm sorry, everybody. Have you any idea what we've gotten ourselves into? Yeah, fun. Allow me to explain. It'll be something of a history lesson, but I'll try to be brief. No snoring, if you please. Now, the events I would speak of occurred before the occupation, back when Alamigo was still a monarchy, and Theodoric sat at the throne. Theodoric, or whatever. A uniquely brutal despot, by all accounts. That he was, the King of Ruin suffered no rivals, real or imagined, and his dispute with the monks of the Fist ended with Rhaegar's Reach being burned to the ground. In the latter years of his rule, he was seized by the unshakable belief that unseen forces were conspiring to steal his crown, and so he ordered that every soul with a claim to the throne be executed, including his own family. Jesus. The wealth of the poor sods he put to death became the property of the king, and it's said that these royal treasures were hoarded somewhere in the palace. Thus was born the legend of the Mad King's Trove. Ah, I believe I see the direction of our adventures to take. I assume you have a mind to unearth this hidden bounty? You assume correctly. And would I also be correct in assuming that this legend is widely known? Others must surely have gone in search of your prize, tempting as it seems. Well, of course, we won't be the first to make the attempt. Following Alamigo's liberation, more than a few eager soldiers turned the palace upside down in hopes of claiming an easy fortune. But even after scouring every room from dusk till dawn, they uncovered not a single coin. Their gold lust drained away as quickly as it had come. The legend of the Mad King's Trove remains simply that, a legend. But I see you have no intention of letting the story end there. What self-respecting adventurer would? Imagine, the three of us, delving into decades-old mystery. Tell me the thought doesn't set your heart racing. Oh yeah, I'm down. My heart's pounding, man. Let's go. It's like, yeah. Okay, now we learn fist bump up here, or box. Yes, we learn box. We learn boxing, yay. We now learn the emote box. I imagine that'll be coming into play momentarily. Ooh. Ooh. Fending coffer, slaying coffer, aiming coffer, healing, casting. Well, I think I would go with slaying, obviously. The news of Doma and Alamigo's liberation has kindled the flames of revolution in every corner of the empire. I hear the imperial province of Damasca has already risen up in rebellion, which means the Garleans must surely have their hands full. What better time than now to indulge in such a diversion? Tell us, Arnveld, have we any clues as to where we might begin our search? Well, judging by how the other treasure hunters fared, nosing about the palace isn't likely to get us anywhere, so we'll probably need to ask around? Would that be another way of saying no? Well, yes. I see. In that case, I shall pay a visit to the Allied Archivist and request access to the records seized from the Imperials. The Garleanians are meticulous about such things. If they uncovered the trove during their occupation, the event is certain to have been recorded. In the meantime, the two of you can track down those who worked as palace servants and official in Theodoric's day. Given that they would have been at least 20 at the time, you will be looking for people who have seen 40 summers or more. Anything they can tell you about the king and his bloody deeds may prove useful, so be sure to listen well. Arnveld, pray try your luck in the fringes and the peaks, whilst Kiara makes the rounds in the Alamegan Quarter. Huh. And here I was thinking I was the party leader. Not that I mind, of course. Let's be about it, eh? We can meet afterwards at Gilbert's Gate. Well, that's what happens when you get Alphino involved. He just, takes over everything. Alright, let's see here. Where are we going? Where are we going? Oh, we got a event quest to unlock. Gotta go ahead and teleport to the Alamegan Quarter. Might need some more water. But right now I'm drinking some delicious tea. Okay, well there's the first one. That was easy enough. In the palace? No, not me, lass. Surely you've heard of the stories of the Mad King. He used to hold public executions up to the divine audience. Anyone, and I mean anyone, suspected of committing crimes against the crown was flung from the top of those steps. Suffice it to say, I had stayed far away from the palace as possible. Okay, well, obviously he's no help. They go down. There's the next one. Okie doke. You want to hear an old maid's story, do you? Aye. Well, most of what I know of the Mad King is common knowledge. We'd only see his royal majesty when he designed to attend the executions he'd ordered, and after a while, even watching his enemies die was enough to coax him out of hiding. They say he started seeing assassins in every shadow and wouldn't set foot outside the palace walls. I was offered there to work as a royal servant once, but the mere thought of it left me in a cold sweat. Well, yeah, if you think you're surrounded by nothing but enemies, he'd probably look at you and go, off with her head. Or in this case, he seemed to have a strong obsession with hanging people from a rope. That's probably going to get me canceled off YouTube. It's like, how dare you talk about things like that? I'm like, I didn't say it. The game did, okay? I'm just reflecting on the game, not a personal quote. I served at the pleasure of King Theodoric, and lived to tell the tale. One of the palace guards I was. Truth be told, it was a dark chapter in my life, and one I'd sooner forget. Hardly a night went by where we didn't hear the blood-curdling scream echo from the inner chambers, which of course we were under orders to ignore. So we stand still as statues, trying not to imagine what horrors were unfolding within. If you're hell's bent on finding out what happened in the palace, head down the street here and ask old Ernon. He was the king's head scribe. The head scribe, eh? Where are you, dude? Are you in the same level? Are you up? Are you down? Ah, there you are. Arnold. Yes, I am Arnold. What do you want with me? Some cold water would be good. You would have me dredge up some decently unsavory memories, yet if Alamigo is to move forward, we must needs acknowledge the misdeeds of the past. Very well, I shall tell you what I remember. I take you know of Theodoric's paranoia and public executions of his kinsmen. Those were terrible enough, but in his last days, the king's fevered mind settled upon an even grislier method of disposal, which only chosen a few were unfortunate enough to witness. His Majesty ordered the court Thermitage to unleash a vile curse upon the remaining members of the royal family, a magic which transformed them into fiends of hideous aspects. The resulting monstrosities were then cast into the darkness below the palace. Even now my sleep is troubled by nightmares. If others of Theodoric's blood were prone to share his madness, then mayhap it is a kindness that the monarchy ended with him. So what if the treasure, I'm thinking, is below the palace? It might be. It just might be below. Where the hell am I going? Over, shows over this way. Ah, okay, there's Alpha No right there. Ervin Lad. Since we're all here, why don't we share what we've learned? Allow me to begin then. As promised, I secured the Imperial records for any mention of fantastic treasures and found precisely none. It's just possible, I suppose, that a corrupt official deliberately hid the fact of the trove discovery, hoping to enrich himself, but I find that rather unlikely, that so valuable a find would stay secret for long. I conclude that our prize either does not exist or that the Imperials somehow overlooked it. But what of you, Kiara? Were your investigations any more fruitful? Other than learning this dude was a complete psychopath? Turned into monsters? And what could he mean by this darkness beneath the palace? I wonder. Ah, see, now we're getting somewhere. I met an old man in Alighieri who spoke of the palace's subterranean prison, but he said not for cursed abominations. The Imperial archives were also silent on the subject of fiends inside the palace grounds. Could this scribe fellow have been spinning her a yarn, do you think? Do you believe him, Kiara? I don't know, his fear seemed genuine. Yeah, he was scared. He was afraid. That does lend credence to the tale, though I'm not sure how that helps us in our search. Do not be so hasty. Arnold's antidote may very well have told us where the trove is hidden, but ere I share my theory, there is a matter I would clarify. Ehrenwald, you spoke of light-hearted adventuring, but I sense a deeper motive for this expedition. Why are you so intent on finding this treasure? It wasn't all pretense, I swear it, but you're right. My father was in the Imperial Army, a man of Garlean blood. I trust you know what I mean when I say that my Alamegan mother did not welcome my arrival. As I grew, she would check my bow over and over, convinced that a spot on my skin was an emergence of a third eye, like the kind you see in pure-blood Garleans. My mother did not care for this taunting reminder of my heritage, and took up a knife. War paint serves to cover the scar. Oh, shoot. In the end, she turned me out into the street, and I was left to haunt the alleyway of Alamigo. A feral child who got what he needed through begging, cunning, or worse. The best I can say about the years that followed is that I survived. But I hated the animal I became. Eventually, I left the city behind me and joined a group of refugees bound for the other side of the wall. It was then that I turned to adventuring, and the road led me into the company of the Scions. I tell you this so that you understand. I know all too well what poverty and hunger can do to a person. I drew steel on ordinary folk for a measly crust of bread. With Theodoric's gold, I could spare my countrymen the shame of living like that. Okay, so we're doing a Robin Hood then. Thank you, Ehrenfeld, and I apologize. That cannot have been pleasant to recall, but I felt best to be clear in our intentions. Well, Kiara, are you content to surrender the treasure to Ehrenfeld's noble cause and claim the thrill of adventuring as your reward? You're damn right. That's what I do. And I should be glad to tell you that my theory on the resting place of the Mad King's Trove, if you are minded to hear it. Oh, I'm minded. Which one was it? It was this one, right? Slang? Yes. Alright, let's see what we got. Where is it? There it is. Ooh. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, yeah, that's way better than what we got. Heck yeah. What are these? Say earrings? And the necklace. Bracelets and the ring. I'll do the left ring because that right ring has a little bit more on it. Nice. Very nice. If you guys could just give me 1 second, I will be right back. I'm going to get some water real quick. All right, and we are back. Oh, that was good. Good water, good water. All right, let's talk to Alphino. The Mad King's Trove. Actually, mayhap it would be better if we first adjourned to a more subtle location. In the case of rival treasure hunter overhears our plans, you mean? Good thinking. That was not exactly the reason, but 'tis certainly a valid concern. Let us reconvene at the southern edge of Loch Sled. You there, let me out. Let me out of here. Let me out, for the love of God, let me out. Oh yeah, now I can fly. Yeah. Flying is always the best. Me and my direwolf. Alright, should be coming up to it, and right about there. Howdy, guys. Forgive me. 'Twas not my intention to draw out proceedings. I simply wish to have the lock in sight where I explain things. Okay, that's nice. But why do we have to be standing in the water, Alphino? Prior to the great flood of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, the salt lakes you see before you were yet dry ravines. And this, believe it or not, was the site of the ancient city of Scala, which rose and fell during the Fifth Astral Era. From what we know of the period, the city was already deserted by the time the waters began to rise, having been all but destroyed by war, yet its ruins remain to this day at the bottom of the Loch Sled. It is my belief that the darkness beneath the palace, mentioned by Theodoric's former scribe, was not a reference to a prison, but a place still further below, the ruins of Scala. I further assume that the Mad King's unfortunate kingsmen were cast down there not simply out of a desire to punish them, but to discourage exploration. Theodoric wanted to keep the ruins secure. Wait, you're saying they're meant to guard the Mad King's Trove? Yeah, I think that actually makes sense. Precisely. And since we know that Court Thaumaturge was involved, we can safely assume that any entrance into the old city would have been magically concealed. Which would explain how a legion of Imperial soldiers and God knows how many Alamegans never found a trace of the Trove. We, however, have certain advantages which they did not enjoy. Kiara, would you be so good to swim down to the bottom of the loch and search for an underwater route into the ruins? While you do that, Arnveld and I will seek out an encircled portal within the palace. Jesus. God, why did my screen suddenly get so damn bright? Jesus. Uh-oh, I can't remember how to swim. I can't remember how to swim, everybody. Well, it looks like I have to go over to here anyway. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, I don't know what I did or how I did it, but okay. Oh, it's saying even deeper, huh? Okay, it's on this level somewhere. Oh, right there. You discover a passage that appears to be led under the palace foundation. Press on and find out where it goes. Alright, we came across a stone door. Come to a worn stone door standing temporarily ajar. It would appear that you have found an entrance into the subterranean ruins. Kiara, it's Alphino. We have searched the prison beneath the palace and found a teleportation portal concealed by enchantments. The markings indicate it leads to an underground cavern. What's news on your end? Do you believe it leads into the ruins? Then I dare say I was able to meet within. Go on ahead through the door. By the way, I took the liberty of calling on a friend for help. I guarantee you she's both dependable and discreet. We'll see you soon. Oh, it's a duty. It's a duty patootie. Alright, everybody. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and end it here. As always, thank you all so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to smash that subscribe button and definitely smash that like button, regardless if you're new to the channel or a returning viewer. I deeply appreciate it, all the support. You guys are the best. And with that being said, everybody, also don't forget to follow me on social. Details are in the description below, and I will see you all in the next one.